Hey everyone, last week I talked about a lot of ScottGames posts for the 12-year anniversary, and I went all the way up to this one. So if you guys want to see my commentary on like any of the previous cover arts or the real-life Freddy Fazbear's pizza stuff, because there is a little bit of a weird lore detail here, if you really zoom in on it, all that was covered last week's video, so go check that out if you want a little bit of a catch-up. But today, I'm going to be talking about everything that's come out since this poster from ScottGames. Now, I originally wanted to talk about this tomorrow, not today, but now I'm doing it late today because I realized I'm busy tomorrow and actually will not be able to record anything. So, yeah, I guess my idea of doing these every week on the same day is already busted video 2. But enough of that ramble. This is the first thing that ScottGames shared, and it's a repost of Hex promoting their new merch wave. Now, I know this doesn't look like anything crazy, but this is actually one of the craziest things today because it actually reveals one bigger thing here. ScottGames is not just sharing their own teasers. They're not just sharing cover arts and posters. It's not going to be like, oh, we've done sharing our things, now we're going to go radio silent forever. No. They are also reposting things from other companies working on the series. Which means this is not just a place for Scott to dump a few teasers every now and then. This is a central news hub. This is what Five Freddy's fans have been asking this account to be used for ages, and they're actually doing it. They're actually reposting things from other companies as well. So yeah, this is so good. It's exactly what we've been asking for, right? Like I already said that. It's actually happening there. So I know while it doesn't look super exciting, it's just merch promo. What this says about the account as a whole means a lot. And it basically means that marketing for the series going forward is going to be a lot better. Because if they're reposting things like, posting teaser covers and reposting merch stuff, they're going to be posting stuff about the games too. Like when Steel will post something about Security Breach 2, it's probably going to be retweeted from now on. So yeah, it's a great step forward in terms of marketing for the franchise. Since, Five Freddy's has been kind of rough on marketing for quite a while. So it seems like they've finally turned that around by finally creating, that central news hub here. So yeah, this is such a great thing in my opinion to have done. But moving on to some things that are actually shared, the next one is more Tales of Place cover art. This time of Submechanophobia. Now, last time I got a lot of negative comments about Snuddle's art, but I'm still going to say it again. I love Snuddle's art, and this is a big step up from the original. And fun fact, this book, Submechanophobia specifically, has quite the cover art history actually. So this is the original cover art for Submechanophobia, but it was a little. I actually kind of liked the Frank the Divers thing going on here, especially considering how important this one is in the story. But I guess I think Delilah, was that her name? The mermaid looked a little bad. That was a oof. So they updated it to just rotate him and kick the mermaid off the cover, which I find to be really funny. But anyway, then this got updated again to focus more on, the mermaid for real this time. I apologize if her name wasn't Delilah. I'm going to be so honest, I struggled to remember the Submechanophobia characters a lot. Don't know why. These ones are hard for me to remember particularly. But yeah, I really liked this cover art too, much better than the previous ones. I don't want to say I really liked it. I'm still always not a big fan of the art style, but I like the framing of like the sea dragon here. I think Zeus was its name. But this was the cover art that the book previously had. It was serviceable, it was fine, it was good, it was better than the original mermaid design at least. It was just... But, as always, you get Snartles in, and it's just an absolute glow up. Like, this is so much better. Like, I don't care what y'all say. Last time, I got some hate comments. I got some that were actually really hateful, said some things that were so bad that I kind of wanted to delete them off the channel. So, I actually deleted a few. But yes, some of y'all were really negative towards Subtle's art beforehand. And, like, I don't... Man, please don't be too mean. Like, I know some of y'all don't like the art that much, but some of y'all were kind of nasty, not gonna lie. And I don't understand why, because... Come on, man. It's such a glow up. I know that y'all... I see some people probably saying that they would have preferred better Delilah art, but this is a Zeus the Sea Dragon looks really, really good here. And I can't complain too much. But I do understand the sentiment of, oh, we kind of wish that they showed more of the characters. because Submechanophobia has a whole new cast of characters, so having like only one of them showed off rather than the the whole array that the original cover art tried to show off, for example, conceptually, it's not as reflective of the story and its big cast, and you didn't get all the cool new art for all of them, so few people would be a bit disappointed by that, and I understand that. And but at the same time, what we did get was really, really good artwork, and I would say in terms of cover art, I just think this is way better once again than the previous. Maybe it's just my opinion, and you'll flame me for it again, but yeah. Moving on, the next Tales piece of cover art, Book 5, Bobbiedots Conclusion. Again, look at the glob. Let's look at the old version of this artwork. This was already pretty cool art, in my opinion. This is one of the better Tales Pixplex cover arts, in my opinion, of the Generation 1 Bobbidot. I don't exactly remember all their names either, I'm sorry. Tales Pixplex, memory's a bit fuzzy in the books at the moment. I kind of want to reread them, not gonna lie. But, it's one of the Gen 1 Bobbiedots, that's for sure. And same thing, here's the same Bobbidot, except this time they added in the Generation 2 Bobbidot background, which is really nice addition. Previously, look at the Johnny Blocks' comment here. This is the only thing we had for designs in terms of the Generation 2 Bobbiedots. Look at this art, man. Come on. Are you really gonna tell me with a straight face that you'd prefer these designs and this art over the design we get in the back here? This is such a glow up. And I think both cover arts kind of look cool, but again, the whole blue tint, I still vastly prefer this over the original. I was actually really, really excited for this because I was thinking, oh, the original cover art was already pretty cool for this one. But this one is, again, so much better. Still leagues better in my opinion. And I love that they represented, both of the generations here as well. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I love the new cover arts. Some of y'all don't. I do. If you're gonna hate on it, I get it. There's some things you might not like about it, but please try to be respectful. There really were some hateful comments last time. So I'm gonna move on to the next thing. And that is this new art of Freddy Fazbear. Looks good. With ScottGames just simply tweeting some engagement bait. What's your favourite Five Nights at Freddy's game from the classic era? And, since ScottGames is asking it, I'm gonna ask you guys as well. Put in the comments below what your favourite classic game is. Any game from Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through to Ultimate Custom Night. I assume that's what they mean by classic era anyway. Because my favourite is actually Ultimate Custom Night itself. I think it's a really, really good celebration of the entire franchise up to that point. You've got at least one character per character set. It even referenced the books, because you got the Twisted Wolf in the TJOC of the high school years cutscene thing. And it's covered everything, really. It didn't have, literally everyone, but to be fair, there's a lot of damn characters, so, I can't hold that too much against it, even though I do wish Funtime Freddy appeared in it, but it's not here or there. Neither here nor there. I like Ultimate Custom Night a lot. I really love player agency in games, player choice in games, and so a game entirely focused on that was really, really up my alley. And I also really appreciated that despite being another game of Pizza Sim, it didn't step on the story too much. It was just kind of a small little epilogue to Pizza Sim, got a bunch of lore clarifications, technically has a place in the lore shortly after, but it isn't a big story swing that made it feel like Pizza Sim was undone or anything like that. So I really appreciate that it kind of knew that Pizza Sim was a good stopping point for the story, so Ultimate Custom Night barely touched the story and focused entirely on the gameplay and the player choice behind it, and yeah, that's why it's my favourite. I understand why a lot of y'all probably will not agree with me. Ultimate Custom Night is a game that I think a lot of people really don't like because it's not scary and, no story. Most FNaF fans really, really care about the story. I'm kind of weird for caring about the gameplay so much. And even the gameplay itself has some boring stalling strats and stuff, but I tend to try to avoid the stalling strats when I can. But, it is kind of hard. The game gets pretty hard when you don't use the stalling strats, so I get why people use it. And, I get why that also takes people out. But in my opinion, it's a good game. I really, really enjoyed it. It's my favourite of the originals. But anyway, to talk about the post itself, this is Scott doing engagement bait, asking things from the community. And this is something that I also really, really appreciate. They don't need to post a teaser every single time. Just to have something to engage with the community again, I think is a great step forward again for this account. I am really happy that they're doing this, even if it's just something as small as this. Every big brand account does things like this, and I'm really happy that Five Nights at Freddy's is finally doing it as well. It's just good for marketing. Just good to get eyes on the series and get people talking about things in the series, like get people talking about what their favorite game was. All that I think is a really, really good move, and I'm really happy with the direction of this account now. That was this is kind of the big thing about this video specifically. It's all about like such a good direction for the account. How the account is clearly doing more than just dropping the odd teaser. They're doing engagement-based interact with the community, and they're doing actual merch promo. The next one's merch promo, by the way, as well. So to extend on this thought even more, the next day was just promoting the Michael Afton figure from Youtooz. And while I'm not a big person who, like, as I said, buys merch or anything like that, it's so good to see Scott actually promote it. I mean, it's probably not Scott himself, it's just someone who runs the account. But it's so good to see a central news hub that actually shares these things and to keep people up to date in one place officially. It's what we've been asking for so long, and to actually see these things actually happen is so good. I'm really happy they're doing this. And I think the only thing that could take it further, the only thing that could really be the cherry on top, is if every now and then they just left a reply on some of these engagement comments. I think that would really be the cherry on top, like reposting the odd community thing and actually interacting with the community every now and then would be the only wish I could have more than this, just every now and then. Because, you know, posting this is all fun and all, but, you know, it kind of just makes the community talk about themselves. It's still not really talking with the community, if it makes sense. It just gives us a thing to talk about for a day. But if they actually interacted, that would be huge, I think. Just every now and then. That is the only request I've got now, because everything else they've done is everything else I possibly could have requested. They're pushing, they're building engagement, they're pushing promotional stuff, they're posting teasers. So yeah, it's good direction of the account. That's all I've got to think. I'm sorry I keep saying that over and over and over, but I am really, really happy, and I kind of just really wanted to emphasize that. Now, the next thing is today. There's a bit of context behind this one. So, see yourselves in the perspective of before this happened. Yesterday, Fortnite had an update that included, among many other things, I don't really follow Fortnite, so I'm just not really going to talk about any of the stuff like that much, but there was a new point of interest of a work-in-progress building that kind of looks like Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and then ScottGames posted this, Five Nights at Freddy's is collabing with somebody, and then other people have pointed out, I'm not going to look through ScottGames followers because that list is really damn long, but some FNaF fans are so obsessive enough, I guess that's the problem, maybe a mean word, but some people have gone insane, looked through the massive list, and have noticed that Fortnite developers have now started following ScottGames. So, between Fortnite developers following it, and something that looks like the pizzeria appearing in Fortnite itself, just kind of vague posters to tease, and then ScottGames teasing that they're collabing with something, it's pretty obviously Fortnite. Now, I know I'm not showing any of the actual Fortnite stuff here, just kind of prove any of that to you. You're going to have to just take my word for it, I guess. I'm going to be so honest with you, I'm not going to lie. I don't like Fortnite. Like, really at all. You are not going to be seeing things from me, like speculating on what could be in this collab. You're definitely not going to be seeing gameplay from me, because quite frankly, I just don't care for the game. It has some scummy business practices. It's not my gameplay genre. It's I could list a lot of things that I don't like about Fortnite, but to not go too off tangent, this collab I still don't think was a bad idea. It's a very, very popular game, regardless of my own opinions of Fortnite. It is a very popular game. A lot of people really like it, and back when the Dead by Daylight collab got announced, people were asking for Fortnite. People were thinking, oh, is this going to be Fortnite? We want to see Fortnite. And plenty of people, even major content creators, have been very open about trying to make this a thing, and trying to ask Scott to make it a thing. So it really feels like that Scott is kind of responding to the community here, and is actually doing it. Now, I know I said a lot of people, it's been a bit controversial. Some people really don't like Fortnite, some people really do. But ultimately, I don't see the harm in it. I think it's just a net positive to see Five Nights at Freddy's in more places. It's good for marketing. The community clearly wants it. So, yeah, I think it's a good thing. Putting my own opinions on Fortnite aside, I do think it is a good thing to collab with a game that big and that's highly requested. So yeah, and this is almost definitely his Fortnite. As I said, there's too much going on that really makes it obvious. And, but yeah. So that is everything up to this point. Now, I said earlier that I wanted to make a video tomorrow, and it's not just because, oh, it's more convenient to make it every single week, but also because Nixon seems like he's going to post another The Joy of Creation teaser tomorrow, and I would have liked to include that, plus whatever ScottGames is going to post tomorrow, in one video. I would have liked to share that today, or yes, tomorrow, I guess. But because I'm busy tomorrow, I guess I can't do that. So I'll see you next week for a new Joy of Creation teaser, because this is one of my most hyped up Fights of Freddy's games, not gonna lie. I am so excited for the Joy of Creation. I've played the demo, I really, really enjoyed it. All the teasers look absolutely fire. Everything I see from this game just gets me more excited for it. I played the original was good. The demo was amazing. This is probably my most hyped up Fights Freddy's project. And yeah, there's gonna be another teaser tomorrow for it. So yeah, I guess I'll see you whenever I have time to talk about this. Might even be its own dedicated video, but probably not. I'll probably combine that with other ScottGames posts. But all that said, that is everything up to this point. I know none of this was particularly crazy. Just, you know, merch promo and book covers. But I did really just want to highlight everything that's been posted. I want to make this a weekly thing. For as long as they're doing these posts weekly, as long as they're doing these posts every day, I'm going to be doing weekly videos talking about the week's worth of content that has been posted, even if it is small. It's like, come on guys, I can't make a singular video on just a single piece of cover. I'm going to be dead ass. But I can make a big ass video. This one's gone for 20 minutes on every little thing individually. So yeah, I expect another one of these next week. And also got a Secret Mimic video scheduled for next week. And I've also got another video series that I want to start soonish as well. So there's a lot of videos coming from me being worked on behind the scenes in addition to my own video game that I'm working on. So I will see you for that next time. And just to end this one more time, reminder, what's your favorite FNaF game from the classic era? You know, Scott asked that, I asked that earlier. And it's a better move to ask these questions at the end of the video because it's a call to action, and call to actions are a thing you're supposed to do. And the other thing you're supposed to do is to not ramble and stretch what should have been a 10-minute video into a 20-minute video. And I should hit this button, the stop recording button. That'd be a very smart idea. See you next week.